Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Mike from the Hardcover Comic here. Today, I wanted to do another image series of the week. Um, Again, if it's your first time tuning in, I talked about Gideon Falls last week, and what I'm basically doing is I'm catching up on image series. The ones that have a good chunk of issues out, and I'm just sort of talking about them and enjoying the crap out of them so far. I'm going to be honest with you, but last week I spoke about Gideon Falls, fantastic series. This week I wanted to talk about a series called Farmhand. So let's get into it. Farmhand is a series written, drawn, and created by Rob Guillory, who, for those of you that are not familiar with the name, he was the artist on Chew, written by John Layman, a fantastic series that came to a close a few years ago. There have been some talks about resurrecting it, so we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, Rob has been working on Farmhand, which is a fantastic series. I'll say it right off the bat. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. We've got 11 issues out so far, written and drawn by him. So, of course, you've got the consistency as you do with pretty much all image titles. The covers are fantastic. They don't give away too much of the plot line, but they do hint at what's going on in the story a little bit. It's We've got 11 issues out so far, so those are the issues I'm going to be talking about today. So I must say right off the bat, this series is absolutely hilarious. I had very little expectations going into it, aside from the fact that I'm probably gonna enjoy the artwork because I loved Rob's work on Chew. It's very vibrant, very colorful, very exciting, but also very cartoony at the same time. And he does a great job of adding in little Easter eggs, coffee mugs that say something or a shirt that says something funny. And I had no expectations in terms of the writing because I haven't ever read his writing, and I must say I've been absolutely pleasantly surprised with this series so far. It follows a family, um, a family basically, uh, you know, of four. You've got Zeke and his wife. You've got the kids Riley and Abby, as they basically move to their father's farm. Their father's farm is in a town called Freehand in Louisiana, and the Jenkins family basically moves there because they got a call to Zeke got a call from his dad Jedediah, said, "Hey, come on down." So Freetown's kind of a small town. There's not much going on in it except farming, and we get to see this family sort of move there and begin to explore a life there. The kids get enrolled in a school, and Zeke and his wife go visit the Jenkins farm. We get to see basically what's going on. We get a brief overview of what's happened with the farm and what's going on. And essentially, Jedediah has created a seed that can regrow body parts, among other things. But the primary focus is creating body parts for transplants, right? So we get to see a brief history as to how it got started, told of course beautifully by Rob's artwork. We get to see the various family members interact and how they get along. We get introduced to Zeke's godfather, who he calls Tree, who's also known as Pastor Moore, who's obviously a pastor. He's in a church, and he's a great character because he's sort of opposing Jedediah in a little bit, and he's got his own perspective and his own point of view, and Zeke takes him very seriously. We see all these secret agents trying to steal Jedediah's seed. We get introduced to a character named Mikhail, who actually becomes really great friends with Riley at school. At one point, Riley calls him the Batman because of something he does. But as you get to see in the picture here, there are hands, arms growing on that tree. The book itself is absolutely hilarious. You get to see great little character interactions. There's even a little moment where there's a character that's very reminiscent of Alex Jones, telling him to come clean about his father's alliance with Mars. It's absolutely hilarious. Again, you look at shirts and little mugs in the series, and you'll see hilarious little things. But the greatest thing about it is there's a lot of mystery as to what's happening, right? Zeke clearly has some sort of disturbing history with his father. In the past, there have been threats to his family that have, sort of put a wedge between him and his father. His father's very secretive. We get to see these weird characters like this mysterious ghost puppy start following around Riley, and causing things. We see a mutated chihuahua at one point. It's very fascinating what's going on with this seed, and there are a lot of questions, a lot of mysteries behind it. We see opposing forces come in try to steal it, try to take over the town. It's very, very well done. There's never an end to the mystery and intrigue. As soon as you get another piece of the puzzle, it turns out the puzzle's actually bigger than you thought, and there's a lot more going on. I'm very excited to see where the series goes. After 11 issues, I'm absolutely thrilled by this series. I really hope it gets a deluxe edition. If possible, if it's a big enough hit, it would be nice to get those huge, huge editions like we got with Chew, because Rob's artwork, in my opinion, is so vibrant and exciting. It pops off the page. I'm really looking forward to this series going on. What do you guys think about the series? Have you read it? Have you checked it out? There's a lot happening in the series. There's a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue. There are fantastic characters, great interactions, amazing dialogue, really organically written stuff, and I'm very happy that I got the chance to read it and catch up on it. I'm trying to think about what else I missed. Again, a lot of secrets, a lot of intrigue, very, very fascinating stuff. And the plot itself, of course, is very different from what you guys, I'm sure, have heard. A little agriculture slash human body transplanting going on. Very exciting stuff. I highly recommend you guys check the series out. If you have, let me know what your thoughts are below. If you haven't, let me know when you do, because it's one of those series I haven't heard too many people talking about, but it's fantastic so far. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was Mike from the Hardcover Comic. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at the Hardcover Comic, all one word, and be sure to stay tuned for our live streams. We're going to do a better job of posting online to let you guys know beforehand when it's starting, what day, what time, all that jazz. Thank you again for tuning in. We highly appreciate it. This was Mike from the Hardcover Comic. As always, until next time, you stay classy, Internet.